So what's up everyone, and welcome to another P.A.M.E.L.A video. So in this video I don't want to go over the walkthrough or the gameplay, but rather I would like to cover the most recent announcement that NVYVE brought out with regards to the most recent status update as well as their development forecast. Now I presume they brought this out in response to a lot of the concerns that a lot of players, including myself, brought out when they announced that they will be developing another game called Hypergun. And of course the concern came up because of resource management. Basically, can you actually allocate resources to another game when you could barely allocate enough resources to this one? And so I presume that they brought this out to help ease people's feelings, and so what I wanted to do is go over some of the things that they talked about with the recent announcement. So during the announcement they also released this development roadmap slide, and it gives the basic understanding of how they will be releasing the near future updates. And as you can see, it will be released in three major segments. Basically, one in sometime during the summer, which is titled the system update, something in the late summer, which I would presume would be sometime in September or so, which they call the Geist update, and the big one, which is scheduled to be sometime in fall, which I presume will be fourth quarter, is the major story update, which I really am interested in. So starting with the system update, if you look at some of the things that they show are going to be updated, one of the big ones is the level streaming 2.0. So if you recall, they brought out the level streaming, I presume 1.0 a while back, when they, I think during that time, improved upon the efficiency of the streaming by getting rid of a lot of excess data, deadwood data. I'm not exactly sure about that, but there was a level streaming update a while back. This one, from what they say in the announcement, is method that they're going to use where they're going to be sectioning the map off into sub-locations. So instead of having to load the entire map up all at once, which takes a lot of memory as well as a lot of time, they will be loading them up into sections. And of course, during the gameplay, I presume what the game will do is continuously load up the sections that are necessary as you continue to explore in the game. And I think this is very good. I mean, this is one of those things that you see in many other games such as Subnautica, where depending upon where you go, the game will determine what they want to upload, and this will reduce the amount of time necessary to actually upload certain sections. Now, the one thing I do remember in Subnautica is it does depend upon how well you could actually upload the different sections. If there's a lot of lag that occurs because you're moving from one of the uploaded sections to another during the uploading of the new section, then that's going to cause some major problems in the gameplay. I know that because I remember that in Subnautica, where you're just staring at the screen, frozen for a long time while it's uploading certain areas. So I think the game developers are going to have to find a way of making sure that the level streaming is completely invisible to the gameplay or the players when they're actually playing the game. And I presume they already know that. They're the experts. I am not, so I'm going to leave that to them. If there's any problems, then we could determine that at that time, and I'm not going to create problems right now when there's not any reason to create problems. Okay, the in-game genome point leveling is quite interesting. So I think what this means is, instead of waiting for you to actually die before you could actually take advantage of the additional genome points that you obtained, I think what this is you actually will get certain times during the game where you actually can take advantage of additional genome points that you've earned by playing the game. I'm not exactly sure how, but I think that's actually quite good. I mean, one easy possibility is every time you actually start the game, a new gameplay, then it will come up and tell you whether you actually earned any in-game genome points. And if you do, then you can put it into something. So that way, it won't get in the way of the gameplay. You're just, upgrading or updating your genome status right at the beginning of each time you play the game. Now the combat system, I'm wondering if they already started improving upon, and this one I'm really looking forward to. One of the complaints that a lot of people had is the zombies sit around and do a lot of weird things when they're fighting you. They, wave their hands, they scream a lot, and then they're just staring at you, so that you could kind of lower your shields and wait before they finally come after you again. I think a lot of that has been resolved because recently I've been kind of, doing the dodge and weave and then run away and turn around and see how the zombies are doing. And whenever I turn around, they're right behind me. I think they've become a lot more aggressive where they're coming after you without standing there, waving their arms and screaming and making a lot of noise, which in the beginning is somewhat entertaining, but later on can become annoying. So, yeah, I think the new combat system will be nice. I'm looking forward to that because I got a feeling things may become a little bit more difficult for the players. And I think that's good because of the fact that, again, this will help keep the tension high for keeping this game as a horror game rather than an exploration game. As for script performance optimization, I have no idea what that is. I can't even guess what that is, so I'm not going to talk about it. Ranged enemies sounds really cool. That means, I think what they mean is that there's going to be enemies now that can shoot. And that's going to be really cool if they have their own version of the javelin or the arc welder or the subversive or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. They don't even have to create any new weapons. They could use the weapons that already exist. But that would be interesting. That will make PvE a very interesting gameplay for this game. And overall, I think that will make the entire game a lot more enjoyable. The AI behavior polishing, yeah, I could see that it could use a lot of polishing, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. One of the things that I could imagine is, the robots won't continue to walk into walls and stuff like that. And, tell you that the scan is nominal while they're walking into a wall, things like that. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but yeah, whatever it is probably going to improve from what you actually see now. Now, of course, this brings us to the Geist update, and the Geist update is very interesting because there's supposed to be some new non-player character factions. I have no idea what that means. Are they new enemies? Are they, kind of citizens who have not gone crazy? I'm not exactly sure what it is, but when it comes out, I'm hoping it comes out with some depth into the game. They're not just, hey, Mr. Sleeper, how's it going? And they just walk by as if they're just regular citizens. That would be seriously annoying, if anything. And so I presume that these NPCs will help deepen the story by having conversation points, which are relevant to the game. New armor sets, okay, that's nice. I'm not exactly sure what that is and whether we need it, but I'll take anything that will help improve the, the equipment that you have. And of course, new areas to explore. Well, there aren't too many areas left to make, so I presume that I'm hoping that this might actually expand into the deep area. And that would be really cool if they expand into the deep district. And the big one is the story update. So this one seems so big that I got a feeling that anybody who's saved previous save games, including myself, will have to start all over again. And I would be absolutely happy to do so if they actually follow up on what they say, which is a complete overhaul of the in-game story. I don't know if it needs to be overhauled, but whatever it is, yeah, I hope it's for the better. And the second one, which is great, aid Pamela in her attempts to regain control of Eden. So what that I hope means is there's a lot more interaction between you and Pamela rather than just listening to echoes, but there actually is something where you can maybe contact her, or there are other, stored information that you have to go through a puzzle to get, but when you get it, it opens up some significant story depth. It's still a recording and it's not the real Pamela, but that would be really cool. Localization, I have no idea what that means. Localization usually means, to localize something to a certain point, to contain it into a certain point. But I don't know what you're going to contain into a small area. So I'll leave that one up as a question mark. Steam achievement and trading cards. Yeah, that's cool. I don't really care. I would rather have improvements on the gameplay. So this one seems really big. And this one, seriously, I hope they spend a lot of time on point 1 and 2. I don't know about 3. I really don't care about 4. But yeah, please, if you can add depth to the storyline, then that will be great. So overall, this development roadmap looks pretty good. It won't finish the game, but at least it'll take it to a level that's far greater than what it is right now. And if they can actually stay within this roadmap timeline, so something will get the system update sometime in July or August, the Geist update we might get in September timeframe, maybe October. And then the fall update or the story update we'll get in October, November, or December, where I would expect that it will be more in the November, December timeline. Then it's not too bad. It's not that far away for such a significant update. And I hope it's a significant update. Don't just put in small little things. Then I will be very happy to wait for this. So the three key things in my mind are, first, the timing. Will they be able to stay within the schedule that they have? And if they do, I think that will be great. The next is significance. Are these really significant updates? Will they be just small band-aids to the game, or will they actually do what they are planning to do, which will significantly improve the gameplay and the depth of the game? And if they do, that will be phenomenal. And the third is, of course, the optimization. Will it come out with a lot of bugs, or will it come out very smoothly? And that's a lot of things that they will be responsible for. So if they successfully get this right, yeah, I would basically sit down, bow down and say, yeah, you did a good job, because this is a seriously large project that they're taking on. And since, of course, summer is already partially done, then I would expect that the system update will be coming up in the next few weeks, maybe the next couple of months or so. And so I will be looking forward to seeing what comes out during that time, when it comes out, and how it comes out. Will it come out with a lot of bugs, or will it actually improve on the optimization, because a lot of the points are actually to optimize the game. And so this first one will be key, because if they come out really well with the first one, then you could feel a lot more comfortable about the second and the third updates as well. But in any case, I'm looking forward to this. By the end of this year, I would expect that the game for P.A.M.E.L.A will be a much better game than what we have right now. And if that's the case, yeah, I'm looking forward to what they actually come out with. And I will wish NVYVE a lot of luck, because I am really looking forward to seeing what they bring out. And yeah, I hope you do too. And in any case, what do you think about this? What do you think about these recent updates? You think it's fast enough? Do you think it's too little too late? Or do you think these updates are really well focused? If you have any comments, or if you have the comments with regards to these, please post them in the comment section below, and I would like to hear your opinions with regards to this. In any case, I'll go back to playing more P.A.M.E.L.A. I'll make more videos, and I hope you join me at that time. And thank you very much for continuously watching these videos. And yeah, until the next video, happy forecasting, happy surviving, happy hunting, happy exploring, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.